You've felt it before, that strange tension in the air when someone is talking to you. Their words sound polite, but something underneath feels off. They smile, but it doesn't reach their eyes. They respond, but it feels forced. They're present, but somehow absent. And the most unsettling part? You can't prove it. Because on the surface, everything looks normal. No arguments, no direct insults, no obvious rejection. Just small moments that don't quite add up. A delayed reply, a lack of enthusiasm, a subtle shift in tone, and your mind starts asking the question you can't ignore. Do they actually like me? Or am I just imagining this? Here's the truth most people don't realize. Dislike is rarely loud. It hides in behavior. It leaks through patterns. And once you learn to see it, you'll never unsee it again. Because in this video, I'm going to show you the hidden signs someone dislikes you, the ones most people miss completely. But once you recognize them, they change how you read people forever. Before we go deeper, I want to be clear. Everything discussed on this channel is strictly for educational purposes. Understanding dark psychology is about building awareness, not weaponizing it. If you or someone you know is in a harmful situation, please seek support from a licensed professional. This is a space for growth, clarity, and protection. Nothing else. Not everyone expresses dislike directly. In fact, most people don't. Instead of saying, "I don't like you," they protect their image. They stay polite. They stay socially acceptable. And their true feelings get buried beneath subtle behavior. This is what we call hidden dislike. It's not loud. It's not aggressive. But it's present, quietly influencing how someone treats you. And if you don't recognize it, you stay in spaces where you're not truly valued. Imagine this. You're talking to someone, maybe a colleague, a friend, or even someone close. You're sharing something important. They nod, they respond. They say all the right things, but something feels empty. There's no warmth, no genuine curiosity, no real connection. You leave the conversation feeling drained, not because of what they said, but because of what they didn't show. That feeling? It's not random. It's your awareness picking up on signals your conscious mind hasn't fully processed yet. And today I'm going to break those signals down so you can understand them, recognize them, and most importantly, protect yourself from them. Layer 1, the absence of genuine engagement. The first hidden sign isn't what they do, it's what they don't do. When someone genuinely likes you, their attention flows naturally. They ask questions. They react emotionally. They stay mentally present. But when someone dislikes you, their engagement becomes mechanical. They respond, but they don't connect. They listen, but they don't absorb. They speak, but without depth. It feels like you're talking to someone who is physically there, but mentally somewhere else. Imagine sharing good news. Someone who likes you leans in. Their energy rises. They celebrate with you. But someone who doesn't, they might say, "That's nice," and then quickly shift the topic, or let the conversation die. Why does this matter? Because attention is emotional currency, and people naturally invest it where they feel positive connection. So when that investment is missing, consistently, it's not accidental. It's a signal. But here's where it gets even more interesting. Layer 2, subtle resistance and passive signals. Most people don't openly show dislike. They show resistance, small, quiet forms of resistance that seem harmless on their own, but reveal a pattern over time. Delayed replies, short answers, lack of initiative, minimal effort. They don't ignore you completely now, that would be obvious. Instead, they stay just engaged enough to appear normal, but never enough to build connection. Think about this scenario. You message someone, they reply. Hours later, every time. Not once, not twice, but consistently. And when they do respond, the energy feels low. No follow-up questions, no curiosity. Just enough to keep the conversation alive, but not enough to grow it. This is passive distancing. It's a way of creating space without confrontation, and it often comes from a simple internal truth. They don't feel aligned with you, but they don't want to say it directly. Most people stop here, but you need to understand the next layer. Layer 3, emotional incongruence. This is the most powerful signal of all, when someone's words and emotions don't match. They say they're happy to see you, but their body stays tense. They compliment you, but their tone feels flat. They agree with you, but their energy feels disconnected. This mismatch is called emotional incongruence, and your mind is incredibly sensitive to it, even if you can't explain why. Here's a simple example. You walk into a room. Someone smiles and says, "Hey, good to see you," but their eye contact is brief. Their smile fades quickly. Their body subtly turns away. On the surface, it's a positive interaction, but beneath it, discomfort, distance, disinterest, and your brain notices this conflict. Because humans don't just process words on you, we process alignment. When words and emotions match, we feel trust. When they don't, we feel tension. And that tension is often the clearest sign that something isn't right. Not necessarily hatred, not necessarily hostility, but a lack of genuine positive regard. And that's something you should never ignore. Here's the part most people get wrong. They assume hidden dislike is about the other person, but often it's about awareness. Because when you start noticing these patterns, it's easy to fall into overthinking. You begin questioning every interaction, every message, every pose, and suddenly you're trying to decode everything. But here's the truth. Not every low-energy interaction means someone dislikes you. Sometimes people are tired, distracted, dealing with their own internal world. So the real skill isn't spotting one sign. It's recognizing consistent patterns over time. And here's the deeper realization. Someone's hidden dislike doesn't define your value. It reveals their alignment with you. Because not everyone is meant to resonate with you. Not everyone is meant to connect deeply with you. And trying to force that connection is where most people lose themselves. The moment you stop chasing approval from emotionally distant people, you reclaim your energy, and that's where everything changes. The first strategy is pattern awareness. Don't react to one moment, observe repeated behavior. Consistency reveals truth. If someone repeatedly shows low engagement, emotional distance, or passive resistance, recognize the pattern instead of explaining it away. The second strategy is emotional detachment. Not everyone deserves your emotional investment. If someone shows signs of hidden dislike, reduce how much energy you give them. Stay respectful, but stop seeking deeper connection where it isn't naturally returned. The third strategy is energy matching. Pay attention to how much effort they give and mirror it. If they keep conversations minimal, you do the same. If they don't initiate, you stop initiating as often. This protects your time and prevents one-sided dynamics. The fourth strategy is silent boundaries. You don't always need confrontation. Sometimes the strongest move is quiet distance. Spend less time, share less information. Invest more in people who show genuine engagement. Because protection isn't about changing others. It's about choosing where you place yourself. Think about the last time you felt a subtle distance from someone. Not an argument, not a conflict, just a feeling that something wasn't right. Now ask yourself, which of these patterns did you notice, but ignore? And more importantly, why did you stay engaged even when your instincts were trying to tell you something? Hidden dislike doesn't announce itself. It reveals itself quietly through patterns, energy, and absence. The more you learn to recognize these signals, the less time you'll spend in one-sided connections, and the more you'll invest in relationships that actually feel real. Because awareness isn't about judging others, it's about choosing better for yourself. In our next video, we're going to expose